I make this live stream talking about how to get out of the trucking industry. If trucking is not working for you, um, then this live stream is going to be for you. You know, sometimes you get into a line of work, it's not working out, and you need a way out. And this is specifically because Trucker Brown, he made a few live streams talking about this, kind of talking about, and he's probably right for a lot of truck drivers. Like, he pretty much said, oh, you want to get out of trucking, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You don't got no skills outside of trucking. There's nothing else that you could do. That's why you got your CDL. What else are you going to do to make the amount of money? What are you going to do? Because if you go to another job, you're going to miss trucking, and you're going to realize how good you had it in trucking once you leave trucking and all that, right? And those are some valid points. Not to mention, trucking can make people really lazy, believe it or not. It can. The job can make people lazy. Because trucking, yeah, it's it's hard work. It's, especially if you're not doing food service, it's mainly just driving. If you're just doing drop and hook and live unload freight, like if you're doing no touch freight, it's just driving. So a lot of people could get lazy and they could get used to just like sitting on their ass, listening to podcasts, taking breaks. You can't really take breaks whenever you want because you got to get the freight there. You got to be there on time. But if it's not working out for you, if the industry is not working out for you, for example, this is what's going on with me. Okay. So it's hard to get a good trucking job. You can get a trucking job, okay? You can there they are right there, Cisco, right? Oh no, they already drove past. I was gonna show them, but dude, I've been applying for Cisco for years and I've been getting turned down. I've been getting these automated workday rejection emails at Cisco, US Foods, McLean, Martin Brower, Southwest Traders. Fucking, I applied for ABF Freight. I haven't heard back from them. This is like the third time I've applied with ABF Freight. I didn't get on with Walmart Private Fleet. I have everything. I got clean driving record, no accidents, all of the endorsements, for over 4 years of clean driving experience, and the high paying jobs like food service, LTL, tanker. I'm just not getting in at these places, you know what I mean? And I didn't think that that's how it was gonna be. I thought once you put your time in, then you could, be eligible for these better companies, for these higher paying jobs that require the experience that I have. And what I think is going on is, I mean, I see it in the truck stops. I see it in the truck stops. I see it on the highway. There's a lot of CDL holders right now. There's a lot of people that are holding these Class A's. Um, I should have done this. Hold up. Where you at? Where you at? Okay. Do not disturb. I put do not disturb on, so we're not going to get disturbed. No one's going to call me or anything. What I think is going on is there's a lot of truck drivers. There's a lot of people with CDLs with clean driving records that are applying for the same jobs that I'm applying for. I think what's going on in trucking is the same thing that's going on in tech, in the corporate world, and all these other industries. A lot of people are applying for the few jobs that are available. Okay, there's way more applicants than jobs available. There's a lot of trucking jobs available, but in the trucking industry, there's really not a lot of good, high paying jobs, especially if you want to talk about union jobs with like a pension and the free health care and the amount of money that those guys make at like UPS and ABF and Cisco, the ones that are backed by the Teamsters. Okay. The jobs, if you want to be a company driver, I'm not talking about being an owner operator or anything like that. I'm talking about if you want to be a company driver, you want to make hella money, you know, there's not a lot of high paying jobs available in the trucking industry. And the few jobs that are available, I'm talking about, what I mean by good money in trucking is this: high paying trucking jobs are jobs where you can make $100 to $150,000 a year and not have to stay out 7 days straight all month and come home a few days out of the month. Or if you're doing dedicated and you come home for a 34-hour reset and you gotta go right back out. Believe it or not, guys, there are jobs out there where you could run 4 or 5 days straight and make 100 to $150,000 and have a pension and free healthcare. Those are the jobs I'm talking about, whether it's food service or LTL or a tanker company. Those are the jobs I'm talking about. I'm talking about the jobs where you could get a good work-life balance. You're still gonna work. When you go to work, you're still gonna punch your clock. You're still gonna work 11 to 14 hours a day, but you're not gonna have to stay out for 6 to 7 days straight. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the jobs you wanna get in trucking. If you wanna be a company driver, you wanna strive to get you would really want a union job. I know a lot of people don't like unions, which I don't. I mean, I get it because it's a seniority basis. You might have to starve for like 2 or 3 years, but after those 2 or 3 years, you get your seniority in the union, you're set. You're set. You're making 100 to $150,000 a year, probably closer to 140, 150, and you got all your benefits, and you're just set, and you're not really working your ass off. Like me, I could make 100 grand at my job where I'm at right now, but I got to work 6 to 7 days straight and pretty much have no life and take no time off to see like 96, 98, 100,000. There's other jobs out there, where, other trucking jobs out there where you can make 100 to $150,000 for way less work. So I'm just repeating myself. So it's always good to keep your options open. It's always good to do that. Okay. So what we're gonna do today, hold on, I gotta sign in. We're gonna use Chat GBT because lately, I don't know about you, but because of this shit, um, I just kind of feel lost a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I put a lot of time into this trucking stuff. I really have. And for it to not work out like this, I kind of don't know where to go, honestly. I know I could like save money and start a business or something. Um, but man, it's to the point where like, dude, because of this shit, my living my living situation is just really bad right now. And the money thing, it's just not really happening in trucking. You know what I'm saying? Not the way I thought it was gonna be. I thought I was gonna get into this shit and within like 3 to 4 years, I was gonna be doing like a double tanker job, making like fucking like 150 grand, you know what I'm saying? And I would probably be able to like buy a house or something good like that. It's just not working out. So because of this, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is what I went for as a career. Like, my sister went to college. She's in Manhattan doing her thing. I got other cousins that are doing their thing. Like everyone my age right now is like set in their career. They're doing it. And for me to be in a career and it's just not working out, it's just like I've kind of been like, well, what the fuck do I do? You know what I mean? Like, like what do I do now? Right? So let's let's ask Chat GBT. When you don't know where to go, sometimes if you ask Chat GBT or anyone, right? We got Chat GBT. Chat GBT is smart. I use Chat GBT for a lot. I'm subscribed. I pay $20 a month for it. Fucking, it's helped me out with YouTube, and it's just a really smart tool. So I'll put this right here for a second. Okay. No. This. Hey, Chat GBT. I am 33 years old, single. I am a truck driver. However, the trucking industry is not working out right now. I've been in the industry for 4 years, and it is next to impossible to get in with a really good trucking company where I could make 100 to 150,000 and have a good work-life balance plus really good benefits. How Let me see. What else should I put in here? Although you can easily get a trucking job, the really good high paying trucking jobs are just really hard to get due to the hundreds of thousands of people that have gotten CDLs in the past few years, especially since the pandemic. A lot of owner operators are going out of business. So a lot of them too are coming to the company driver side and applying for the same high paying trucking jobs that me and plenty of other people have been applying for the past few years. And it's to the point where it's expected to get an automated rejection email when you apply for these high paying trucking jobs at these better trucking companies. Because of this, I have been feeling lost lately. So I'm thinking maybe you can help me with a different career path or to think about a different line of work that someone who is 33 years old, who has a Class A CDL, and who is single with no kids can get into without getting into a lot of student loan debt and something that won't take something crazy like 8 years of college, which also would lead to a lot of student loan debt. What trade or 2 to 4 year degree can I get to where I can be making to $150,000 a year? Again, without getting into a lot of student loan debt, a trade or a vocational school. What do you think, ChatGPT? Let's see. That's a really thoughtful question, and you're absolutely not alone. Hey, let me see. Now, for those of you who don't know, ChatGPT, this is a search engine and it's an AI chatbot that searches the web. Okay. And it's been out for a few years now. I think this thing's been out since I think it came out like in 2019 or during the pandemic. And it's only gotten smarter and better. Whenever you ask this thing a question, it searches the web and it searches its own like data, and it really like goes through like its big huge AI brain to give you a really like, dude, this thing is really good, right? This is a really thoughtful question, and you're absolutely not alone. A ton of experienced drivers are feeling boxed out of the better paying trucking jobs right now. I'm glad you're thinking strategically about how to pivot without racking up a mountain of student loan debt or burning years in school. Let's first break down what you're looking for. Income potential of $100 to $150,000 a year, not 8 years of college. Definitely wouldn't want to. I wouldn't see myself as a hooter. I couldn't do that shit. I couldn't do that. Minimal or manageable student loans, something you could train in for 2 to 4 years or less, preferably something stable and in demand. Here are some realistic high earning options you could consider. I'll organize them into trades, vocational, technical programs, and 2 to 4 year degrees. Trades, license certifications, not traditional college. Okay. These are often overlooked, but many of them pay six figures or close to it after 2 to 5 years of experience, especially if you get into specialized niches or union work. Electrician, I knew they were going to say that. Commercial or industrial. Apprenticeship is 4 years, paid while you learn. Is the shop open? I got to drop my car off at the shop right here. That's why I'm here right now. Median pay is 60 to 80K, top 10% earn 100,000 plus. Yeah, dude, an electrician. I mean, dude, I've seen truck drivers working for PG&E. I've seen that shit specifically when I was working in Palo Alto, Mountain View. I saw a PG&E tractor trailer, a flatbed, um, right there by the Google campus. right? I could just imagine how much money that guy's making, and it's most likely union. The good thing about California is, come on, we hear you, we see you. The good thing about California is a lot of our jobs, our companies are union. We have a lot of union work out here, you know? So, I mean, that's one reason why the cost of living is so expensive out here because people in California make a lot of money, particularly because a lot of like really good jobs out here are union. Okay. Like the BART's union, obviously the police officers, they're union, the prisons are union, the utility companies, even the garbage truck companies, a lot of those are union. And dude, I've been applying, dude. It's just really hard to get in. But yeah. So I mean, with the CDL, I could become an apprentice as an electrician and maybe put that CDL to work as an apprentice to where it could bump me up in pay as an apprentice to where I could be driving a truck as an apprentice, especially if I get in with a company that has equipment, you know? And maybe that could put me into, I thought about Caltrans. Caltrans is overlooked. If you're in California, definitely look at Caltrans and what they need in your area, or if you want to relocate, right? I was uh I was talking to some chick from Stockton like a few months ago, and she worked for Caltrans, right? And she makes a lot of money, dude. Demand is very strong, especially with EV infrastructure and grid upgrades. Yeah, dude, I got a cousin who's an electrician, and I'm pretty sure this dude is making like 125,000 a year as an electrician, and he just works local in San Jose where he lives. And the cool thing about him doing that is he doesn't have to worry about chaining up over Donner. He doesn't have to worry about driving over I-80 in the winter. He doesn't have to worry about any of that shit. He makes good fucking money, dude. And he's in a union, right? So he'll have that pension at the end. He gets his free healthcare. Dude makes bank. Dude, he's set. You know what I mean? HVAC technician training, 6 to 12 months certificate or 2-year associate's degree. You need an associate's to get into HVAC? Holy shit, dude. Yeah, the shop's almost open. Specialized in large commercial industrial systems or refrigeration for higher pay. Yeah, if you go into HVAC, try to go into refrigeration work. Refrigeration work, even if you're a truck driver and you're doing chemical tanker, if you could deliver like refrigerant chemicals, like there was this one guy who would deliver refrigerant chemicals or whatever to the Walmart DC in Shafter when I first started trucking. I'm pretty sure that dude was making fucking bank, dude. Sure, because it's like real hands-on technical shit. Plumber, pipe fitter, apprenticeship 4 to 5 years, also paid. Union plumbers and pipe fitters can make up to or can make 100K plus. Yeah, my sister's husband, he's a pipe fitter. He goes like from state to state working. The dude makes bank. He's gone a lot, like us, but then again, he doesn't have to worry about chaining up over Donner and slipping and sliding on I-80 through Wyoming or through the Colorado Rockies. You don't have to he didn't have to worry about that. He's gone, but he's bringing in the bread. You know what I mean, right? This is something I thought about too. Elevator installer, elevator mechanic, or elevator repair. Apprenticeship is 4 years, but you earn while training. Median pay is 97. Top earners earn closer to 130,000 plus. Small field, but very lucrative. Yeah, I had a homeboy who I worked with in San Francisco. It was the foreman's son, like one of my manager's son, and I was driving Uber in Oakland, and I picked him up, and he got in with the company that was putting him through training through school to be an elevator mechanic, and the shop was right there in just outside of downtown Oakland. I think closer to West Oakland, and yeah, yeah. Heavy equipment mechanic technician. So if you want to get into heavy equipment like road work, again, look at Caltrans, look at your state municipality if you live in Texas, Nevada, whoever's doing your road work. Like they have the prison industrial complex, they have literally the whatever the highway industrial complex, whoever these big companies are that are getting these government contracts to work on the highways, the roads, to jack up the roads, to fix the plumbing or whatever, the sewage system down below. Out here, it's Caltrans, and that's, for people who live in San Diego all the way up to fucking like Humboldt County, right? And everything in between. So, yeah. Like I'm taking 2 days off and I'm just gonna start applying at places. And I'm definitely gonna look back at the Caltrans site. Out of all these places I've been applying for, I gotta tell you, a few months ago, I did put in some applications for Caltrans. Not a few months ago, like 2 years ago, when I got back to California from Nevada, when I quit night transportation, I put in some applications at Caltrans. It was for something that completely didn't have anything to do with trucking. I think it was literally like cutting down trees, like trimming trees and shit. I think it was in Daly City or San Francisco or South City or something. And they actually hit me back up. Like I was actually about to get that job. And you tired of trucking? Nah. I mean, if you want to know what's going on, just rewind it. This is just for people who, you feel like trucking isn't working out for you. You feel like the money, it's not what you expected and it's hard to get like a job or whatever. Dude, it's hard to get into fucking Cisco right now and US Foods, dude. The trucking job market, it's flooded right now, dude. It's flooded, bro. These are typically, okay, so now we're into vocational technical programs. These are typically 1 to 2 years. Tuition is usually far cheaper than college and they can set you up for solid earnings. Line worker. Okay, now damn, dude. Median pay for a line worker with overtime and storm work is 150K. Isn't unusual. 150K plus isn't unusual. Yeah, dude, if you become a line worker, like someone who works on the power lines, like I said, and you have your class A, that's probably a better way to go with your class A is to become a line worker. I don't know how you would do that. I guess you got to go to school for it, or the municipality that you're working for would put you to school. So where I grew up in the East Bay, we got East Bay mud. And I think East Bay mud goes all the way out into the Central Valley. I know they go into Calaveras County over here in Northern California, but then again, that would either be East Bay mud or PG&E, right? PG&E. If you're a line worker for PG&E and you got your class A, I think you could easily make 150K, probably like 150, 160, 170K, right? Okay. Maybe that's what I'll do. Maybe that's what I'll start looking into, man. I got the class A, I got the experience. A line worker. Okay. What else we got? Um, welding, pipe welding, underwater welding, basic welding certificates take 6 to 12 months. Specialized certifications, pipeline, industrial, underwater can push earnings over 100,000. You already have familiarity, familiar. You were already familiar with industrial settings from trucking. Okay, yeah, that's true. We are instrumentation technician. What the fuck is that? Instrumentation technician. 1 to 2 year certificate or associate's degree. Maintain and calibrate industrial control systems. The pay for this job is 70,000 to 110, depending on the industry. Okay, so I guess these are like these little plants that we drive by and we wonder what the fuck's going on. There's people that go in there and calibrate these fucking things and they make money. Okay, wind turbine technician. Wind. The Democrats want to get us off of gas because of global warming and they want us to fuck with the wind. These are the wind jobs they're talking about. It doesn't pay that much. 1 to 2 year program, median pay 60K. With experience, overtime is closer to 90,000. I need more than 90. That ain't cutting it. Growing field, some travel required. Okay, so 2 to 4 year degrees, shorter or flexible. If you're open to an associate's or bachelor's, these fields often have fast return on investment and good job prospects. Radiation therapist. Okay. 2 year associate's degree. That's it. Median pay 90,000. Hospitals, clinics, steady hours, high demand. Okay. Check it out, bro. If you work in a hospital and you work with nurses, Dude, nurses are some of the biggest hoes out there. I swear to God, dude. If your old lady's a nurse and she's coming home late, like R. Kelly said, she's probably calling on Tyrone. Um, yeah, I've known quite a few nurses, and yeah, they definitely do get around, and they usually get around with the dude that they're working with in the hospital, right? Dude, even the janitor's getting some of that nurse action. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, radiation therapist. You know what? You know what else is good? An X-ray technician. That's probably going to be in here. Diagnostic medical sonographer. 2-year degree. Median pay is 80 to 100,000. You see how the trades are paying more than these fucking degrees, dude? I mean, dude, the line worker is making 150K plus. 150K plus, dude. Look at this. The line worker is making 150K plus, homeboy. I'm not just talking here, okay? And the radiation therapist is only making 90. The radiation therapist is only making 90 a year. Come on, viejo. We got to do better than that. If we're going to go to school, if I'm going to sit down for a year or two and be broke, come on, I got to do better than that. Construction management. 4-year bachelor degree. To 4 years? I don't know. I'm a little too old for that. 4-year bachelor degree. Some programs accept prior work experience for credits. Okay. It shouldn't take fucking 4 years to be a construction manager. I mean, unless if you're an architect, but that's a different job. Median pay is 100K. I guess you need to learn a lot of like government shit and regulations. So I don't. But 4 years, I feel like you could learn that in 2. If you enjoy logistics and leadership, I don't know, bro. Managing people, ugh. People suck, dude. You want to manage them? Computer network and cybersecurity. Yeah, everyone's doing cybersecurity. Okay, so here's some money right here. 2-year associate's degree or boot camp plus certification. You're better off just getting the associate's degree. Don't try to like fucking cheapskate your way into cybersecurity because that's a really competitive industry to get in. You might as well do it the right way and get your associates. Make your mama proud. Get your associates. Get your little cap and gown. But you can't. But you can't use her phone. Remote options and massive growth. How to decide. Avoid feeling stuck again. Consider, is it growing? Look for fields that can't easily be outsourced or automated. That's the power lines. That's the power lines, dude. I don't think they're gonna have AI fixing the power lines. Like, dude, that storm in Texas, dude, someone's gonna have to go in there and fix the power lines. When they had those fires in LA, someone had to get up there and fix the power lines. I don't think it's PG&E down there. I think it's something else in LA. PG&E is up north, and especially on the coast. But I know PG&E is out here. It's just gas out here. But yeah, dude. Okay, yeah, like the AI is not going to be. They're not going to be outsourcing a line worker, especially with the CDL with AI. They're not doing that anytime soon. Anytime soon, that would literally require a fucking robot to get up there and fucking. That would literally require a robot to get up there and start doing some shit. I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't think that's gonna happen. Not yet. Okay. Will you enjoy the work? I don't give a fuck, dude. Like, I'll literally do anything for work. Well, I don't know about anything. I don't think I'm gonna go to a Diddy party for work. Or maybe I should have went to a Diddy party. I would have went to a Diddy party and then sued him like a month later. Just come up with a good story. Like, I could have went to a Diddy party, looked in the corner, saw what was happening to like Justin Bieber or whatever, and then say that I was right there with him. You know, what's Diddy gonna say? What's he gonna say? He's gonna pay me, dude. So maybe I should have went to a Diddy party. I don't give a fuck, dude. Like this whole thing of people, fucking, my job isn't fulfilling. You need to pay your fucking bills, dude. You're not at work to be fulfilled. You're at work to make money, to do your fucking job and pay your bills. That's why you're at work. And to make the company money, to be a productive employee for the company, for your employer. Dude, I'm listening to these fucking these college these fucking people who go to college. They're so fucking retarded. They work in tech or whatever, and they're talking about, oh, my job isn't fulfilling. I don't feel fulfilled in my job. My job doesn't have there's no purpose to my job. When you go to work, you're supposed to fucking you're there to work. Fuck your purpose. Fuck fulfillment, dude. I don't give a fuck about being fulfilled, dude. I'm broke. I'm broke, dude. I'm tired of being broke. Is there a clear path to six figures? Many trades have apprenticeships, so you get paid while training. How much schooling and certification debt? Community college and union apprenticeships often have a cost, often cost a fraction of private schools. Top 5 picks to explore first. Look at this. So these are the top 5 picks to explore first. If you're a truck driver and trucking isn't working for you, these are the top 5 jobs, lines of work that you should be looking into if you want to get out of trucking. If you're like me and trucking is just not working out for you, I'm broke because trucking's not paying, dude. This shit, it's not fucking paying. These $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 checks are not cutting it, dude. They're not fucking cutting it, dude. I am broke. That is broke. $1,000 to $1,200 a week, like that's my take home net. You're broke. You're fucking broke in California, dude. That's why I'm broke. So if you're like in, dude, these other jobs like Cisco, US Foods, you're just not getting in right now. I've been applying for years, dude. Years, dude. Just these past few, like this past last week, I got rejected from Cisco again, dude. I got rejected from Martin Brower again, dude. I think there was one more that I got rejected from McLean. Dude, every time I apply to McLean, dude, I'm always getting rejected, dude. So, I applied for KAG. I haven't heard back from them yet, but you know, if trucking isn't working out for you, check this out. Check this out. This is what you should be looking into. Electrician or industrial electrician, line worker, plumber, pipe fitter, radiation therapist, or a diesel heavy equipment mechanic. Yeah, dude, diesel mechanics make really good money. I'm going to start looking into this line worker stuff. You see how I started off this live stream and I was like lost and I didn't really know what I was going to do? All I had to do was type this into ChatGPT and now I got some direction. This thing amazing, dude, ChatGPT. If you'd like, I can help you find training programs in your area. What? Compare pros and cons of each field. Look up current job openings and pay data. Just let me know. I'm here to help you sort this out. You deserve a career that pays well and doesn't leave you feeling stuck. Hell, dude, you see that at the end? With dude, ChatGPT, this thing is the shit, dude. Hell, dude, pretty soon, ChatGPT is gonna be like, if you'd like, I could help you. No, I was gonna say something stupid. I'm not gonna say that. Dude, these fucking people that go to college, bro, like lawyers and shit, they're about to get phased out with AI right there on ChatGPT. I don't need a lawyer or an attorney to write a deposition or whatever or some court filing. I could just do it on ChatGPT like that for $20 a month, and ChatGPT will get that shit done, dude. What you guys talking about? You have to live in the sticks to get ahead in trucking. Well, I don't want to live in the sticks. I don't want to live in the sticks, dude. I'm gonna look into this line worker stuff. I'm gonna look into it. So yeah, those are just some trades. You know, a pipe fitter, electrician, line worker. If you're in California, maybe that's what you need to do. Line worker, or you know, heavy equipment. Check out Caltrans. I use ChatGPT for my sports betting. Yeah, my homeboy does that too. I was telling him about ChatGPT, and he's big into sports betting. He was like, "Hey, dude, fucking, we could use that thing for the game." I was like, "What you talking about?" He's like, "For betting." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Right? Does it work for you? Do you make money? Has it paid out? Kendall, the Chat GBT with the sports betting. We share the same drop yard as Cisco, and they have managers walking up to us with the blank 10K sign on bonus waiting for us to apply. Where are you at, dude? Where is this, dude? Where the fuck is this, dude? I've been applying for Cisco for years, dude. And I keep getting these automated rejection emails, dude. It's fucking crazy. It's to the point now, dude. Last night before I took off from the hotel, I looked up Walmart private fleet and I just typed in California on their drivers and logistics portal on their career tab, right? On the career site, like to go on to Walmart private fleet right here in California. Nothing. They're not hiring for Walmart private fleet in Red Bluff, Sacramento, Porterville, or Apple Valley. Nowhere in the state, dude. That's how you know California, dude. And here's the thing, if it's happening in California, this is happening everywhere. The CDL truck driving job market is flooded, dude, flooded. Walmart private fleet, yeah, their standards are high for who they want to apply, but their goal is to completely get off of Swift, all these third-party carriers like CR England, us, fucking Night Transportation. They don't want no one hauling their trailers in the future. Their goal is to have all of their stores, all of their distribution centers, all of their backhauls, all of their intermodal containers run by their own drivers. And in California, they are not hiring. I checked their website, dude. I don't know if it was just last night or whatever. I typed in California just for the state on Walmart and I didn't see anything. Yeah, 20 plus. I didn't see nothing. I didn't see nothing from Red Bluff to Sacktown to Porterville or Apple Valley, dude. The 4 spots where they're hiring out of in California, I didn't see nothing. Just got to be patient. So yeah, 20 plus. If you're just tuning in, I just went over other lines of work that a CDL holder could get into, particularly because Trucker Brown, he's talked about this before, and he talked about how how it's pretty much like useless. If you're a truck driver, you're stuck. You're not going to get out of trucking. Just give it up. Just shut up and go drive your truck. You know what I mean? And I get where he's coming from. Some truck drivers, they get used to the job, they get lazy, they bitch and complain about the job. How many truck drivers do we know that bitch and complain about the job, but they don't try to do anything about it? Some drivers bitch and complain about their job, but even within the trucking industry, they don't apply for other jobs because they don't want to be called a job hopper. They don't want job hopping on their resume. But dude, if it's not working, you gotta do something. You gotta do something about it. So yeah, with ChatGPT, I'm gonna look into this line worker stuff. I got the CDL. That looks good on my resume, having the CDL. And if I get some training, maybe I can get into PG&E, and maybe I can go back to San Francisco, go back to the Bay Area, start working on them bad boys. Right, yeah, right. I can start working on the lines, be a line worker, electrician for PG&E with the CDL. I saw a truck driver for PG&E. You're right. There isn't anything right now, but there was a few weeks ago. Yeah, dude, I don't know what's going on, dude, with Walmart. It sucks, dude. They're always hiring, but you know why? I'll tell you why, 20 plus. It's the same reason why, or Don, dude, I'll tell you why. It's the same reason why I'm getting rejected from Cisco, US Foods, Martin Brower, these tanker companies. Dude, I've even applied for just regular carriers out of California. Like I applied for one out of Yuba City and Ukiah, and just nothing, dude. Nothing. It's because there's just too many drivers right now. Right now in the industry, there are way too many CDL holders, and I think a lot of it has to do with me, with my dumbass, me, Alex Nino, even Tommy, Trucking Unfiltered, Roadrunner Naya, fucking Alex the trucking guy. That dude's done a lot of damage to this shit, dude. Um, I'm not calling him a bad guy, but all of us YouTube truckers, we get on here And we talk about, oh yeah, you should become a truck driver. You should become a truck driver. I'm making all this money. I love my job or whatever. And then what happens? We get hella people with CDLs. That plus these owner operators that are going out of business, they're shutting down their authority because the rates are too low and they're not going to go back up. Unless if we have another COVID lockdown, the rates are not going to go back up. They're going to go down even lower. These guys are going out of business, and what are they going to do? They're going to do what they know, and they're going to apply for these company jobs, the same jobs that I'm applying for, and the job market is flooded. That's why Walmart isn't hiring right now. That's why, and ghost jobs. You know what they're doing? These ghost jobs. This is what's going on in every industry, including trucking. They literally have jobs up just to collect your data and sell it. It's another way for these companies to make money, including Walmart, including Cisco, including US Foods, Martin Brower, including all of these like better paying trucking jobs that get all of the applications. Sometimes they'll have a job ad up and they're not really hiring. They're literally just taking your data and selling it to like a third party, right? It's another way for them to cash flow off of just posting a job ad on their own website or through Workday or LinkedIn or whatever, dude. It's going on in tech, the service industry, it's going on right here. So yeah, I gotta go talk to the mechanic. I gotta drop my car off in the shop right now. This is just a quick live stream. Thank you everyone for stopping by. If you're in my situation, if trucking is just not working out for you, we don't have a driver shortage, just a good driver shortage. Yeah, we don't have a driver shortage at all, dude. There's way too many guys out here. Um, how's the job hunt going? It's not, dude. It sucks. So if you want to see what was going on, be sure to rewind the live stream. Towards the middle of the live stream, I pretty much did on this live stream. We got on ChatGPT and we looked up other things that a truck driver that a CDL holder could do, other fields, other vocations, other trades that a truck driver could do if trucking is just not working out for you. If trucking is just not working out for you, then don't let it get the best of you, right? There's always other things that you could do outside of trucking. If you want to leave trucking, okay? Say you're making the money, but to make the money, you haven't seen your kid, your wife, your house in like a really long time. Like these 34-hour resets and like this home time, say it's just not working out and you don't want to live your whole life like that on the road. We went into Chat GBT and we got some good alternatives to trucking that a CDL holder could easily get into. So be sure to smash the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel. Let me read these last two. 250 people will apply for one Walmart driving position, and then only 8 of them qualify for the running in the end. Damn. Yeah, then when they go to the training, only like 2 or 3 of them will actually get hired because they'll send the rest of them home because they'll fail the onboarding. I know how it goes at Walmart, dude. It's hard to get that job. It's hard, dude. Be sure to smash the like button on this video, subscribe to the channel. If you want to apply for Walmart Private Fleet, check out 20 Plus Trucking. Use him as your reference. Tell him that he sent you on the driver application. That'll make you stand out. If you're in California, they're not even hiring right now, though. Peace out. I gotta go.